Hello, everybody. This is Game Fuse here. Today we are reacting to my story anime, but it's SMA's maybe previously was my story anime anyway. But that's still my story. It's still my story anime. It's still now. I really want to react to this. I really want to react to this because I love their videos. I love the videos they made. Some of you, if you wanted to see, yeah, I'll put the card. I'll put a card up there if you want to see more of my reactions in the first clip. So no, just another clip though, such a notion. But this video is called "My Sister Share the Same Hair." It's some way. It's gonna be another time. Let's watch this because I don't know what my sister and I are saying here. So let's watch it though.
Hi, my name is Ashlyn, and I'm from Brooklyn. Please like and subscribe. My twin sister, Brooke, and I were born to a single mother, and we were the prettiest set of twins with gorgeous blonde hair. Oh, dear. I've always wanted a daughter, but each time God gave me these good-for-nothing devils. How about you give me one of your girls? Just then, I bit the woman on the hand, and she ran for her life. Brooke, how many times have I told you not to be so violent? I'm Brooke, Mommy. Ashlyn. Mom was shocked because usually Brooke was the one with the nasty temper, and I was the well-behaved child, but I just couldn't help it. People always tried to take us away because of our super long hair, which even Mom thought was going to make us super famous one day. But I wasn't very fond of the whole famous thing. I was a studious kid and I loved books, and Brooke was the polar opposite of me. Everyone at school was her friend, and she was head of the drama club with a huge fan following. In the 6th grade, I topped my grades, and Mom took us to a fun fair as a treat. But on our way, she bumped into a friend, and while I checked out the stalls, Brooke went on to buy some ice cream. But minutes later, I heard her scream. I ran to check, and some guy was fighting with her over the last piece of ice cream flavor they both wanted. I was here first. Let go, you crazy witch. Hey, leave my sister alone. Give it to me now, or both of you will go home crying. Suddenly, Brooke took the ice cream and shoved it into his face, and the guy went bonkers. He took out the biggest ball of gum I had ever seen and shoved it straight into the back of Brooke's head. OMG! I kicked him in his knee and he fell into the pig pen in the petting zoo. But now, Brooke's head looked like a bird's nest, and Mom almost fainted when she saw Brooke. She immediately took her to the hairdresser, but even the hairdresser freaked out when she saw the giant mess. There is no way we can remove this. We'll have to cut it all. What? No! But since there was no other option, they gave Brooke a buzz cut, and she looked devastated. The entire way home, I tried to cheer her up. It's just hair, Brooke. It'll grow back in no time. But she didn't say a word, and when we reached home, she ran up to her room and locked herself in. So I tried different ways to cheer her up this time. I baked your favorite cookies, Brooke. Open up. I asked Mom to buy tickets for the BTS concert, and she agreed. I'm gonna be a mom, Brooke. And that's when she finally opened up. God, you're so dramatic. So are you. Could it be we're related? Days later, when the school reopened for the new session, I made Brooke wear a wig. But since it was summer, Brooke kept scratching her head like crazy the entire time. Oh, God, please stay away from me. I think she has lice. How dare you even say that? She does not have lice. Right then, the boy sitting behind Brooke noticed her wig coming off, and he pulled it off. Oh, God, she's a baldy. Wow, we can finally tell Brooke and Ashlyn apart. The pretty-haired one is Ashlyn, and the bald one is Brooke. All the kids burst out laughing, and Brooke looked furious. She jumped on the kid who pulled her wig and grabbed his hair until he let out screams. The teacher pulled her away and was about to send her to the principal when I begged her to let it go. And thankfully, Brooke got away with a warning. But the next morning when Brooke came down, Mom and I were shocked. Did you forget your wig, sweetie? Everyone knows what I look like now, Mom, and it makes me itch. Come on, honey. You wouldn't want to go out of the house looking like an egg. Mom, I think you look cool, Brooke. Whatever. I don't need your approval. Huh? What was that about? At school, I warned all the kids to not mess with my sister, but it seems like Brooke didn't care about it anyway.
Wow.
Then one time, I was in the school's hallway when Brooke's drama club members came up to me. Ashlyn, Brooke left the club, but we really need a pretty girl lead for the play.
Wow.
Can you take the role, please? Please? They kept begging me to replace Brooke and didn't leave until I said yes. But just then, a boy walked past me and I dropped all my books. Hey, watch it, dude. But when he turned around, I was shocked to see it was Brooke. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I didn't see it was you. Yeah, that's the thing, Ash. Saying that, she just turned around angrily and walked away.
Wow.
And I felt so stupid for not recognizing her. After that day, something changed in Brooke, and she started to talk to me less and less. And Mom only made things worse.
Oh, no. Her sister ain't talking to her anymore. Let me pause for
Get
a minute.
paid up to 2 days early.
Mom only made things worse. Every time we'd go out, she'd made Brooke wear a cap. A few weeks later, when we got home from school, Mom was screaming with joy.
What?
Oh, honey, I have great news. Some weeks back, I had sent Brooke's photos to a company that was looking for a new model, and guess what? They selected her. For the
Whoa.
first time in ages, I saw a huge smile on Brooke's face. And then Mom said, but now, Ashlyn will have to play the part.
What?
What are you saying, Mom? Mom told us that the company wanted to use a model for their new hair products. And since Brooke had lost her hair, my natural hip-length blonde hair made me perfect for the part.
wow.
Just then, Brooke took a vase on the table and smashed it to the ground. How can you do this to me? Those were my pictures. I was the one who got selected. She cannot take my place. But what can we do if your hair won't grow back?
wow.
It's been like that for months now, and God knows if it's ever going to grow back. Listening to Mom's words, Brooke ran to her room crying, and I told Mom I was not gonna do it. Oh, Ash, I wish I'd never have to tell you this, but things are really tough at work for me right now. They might even fire me, and I'm so worried about how I'm gonna take care of my girls. Seeing Mom so stressed, I had to say yes to the offer. But now, Brooke was super mad at me, especially after Mom took her to the doctor and we discovered that her hair growth rate had slowed down drastically for some reason.
Wow.
That's why her hair was taking so long to grow back.
Whoa.
Later that night, when I was sleeping, I felt someone pulling my hair, and when I opened my eyes, I saw it was Brooke, trying to cut it off. OMG, Brooke, are you crazy? Yeah, I'm crazy, and now I'm gonna turn you into me. Luckily, Mom came in just then and pulled her away. She scolded Brooke real hard. And after that day, Brooke stopped talking to me. The next week, Mom took me to the audition, and when I got the part, we had to fly to Los Angeles for the whole year.
Dang.
But Brooke was not happy about moving at all. I don't understand why we have to leave everything behind just because of her. Why can't you be happy for your sister, Brooke? This is a huge deal. And honestly, it's not like you have a lot of friends here. You could use a fresh start, too. Despite Brooke's protests, we moved to LA. The campaign I did became a huge success in no time, and my ads were everywhere. On buses, on billboards, and on TV. By the time I turned 15, I had a huge portfolio of modeling work, and Mom had become my manager.
Dang.
And she decided to enroll me into a private school. Honey, you're a celebrity now. Your safety and education has to come first. I was more than excited to finally have proper schooling after all these years of modeling, and I asked Mom to enroll Brooke with me too. But as soon as we entered our new school, kids came running at me to take autographs and selfies, and they'd follow me everywhere I go.
Jeez.
And I just hated it.
Okay.
There was someone who loved seeing me so miserable. Brooke. Over the years, I tried to include her in everything I did. I would even get designer dresses for her to join me on the red
not
carpet,
going
but
to.
she'd just just tossed them away in the trash. What is wrong with you, Brooke? I got the dress specially made for you. I don't need your charity, Ash, especially when everything you are right now is because of me. I hated the bitterness Brooke had in her heart for me, and I wished I could just remove that. Don't you worry about her, sweetheart. You have no time for her jealousy. You just focus on your work. Time went by, and Brooke grew confident in her own look and joined a local modeling agency. And I decided I was going to leave the world of fame and finally focus on my studies. But the same day, Mom told me that I'd been cast as the lead for a huge movie.
Whoa.
But Mom, I told you, I didn't... Oh, honey, this is the last time, I promise.
Okay.
It's just that I made an agreement, and now if you say no, we'll have to pay a huge sum of money for canceling it. Okay, but it's the last time. A few days later, we had the announcement party for the movie, and Mom was taking me shopping for it when a card fell from her bag. It was an invitation card for Brooke's first play at the theater where she was playing the lead role. Mom, we should definitely go to cheer Brooke on. This will mean so much to her. It's the same day as the announcement party of your movie, and that's more important. But I totally disagreed. I left Mom at the movie party and slipped off to see Brooke's performance, and she was awesome. I didn't find her in the dressing room, but I left flowers for her and left. My movie started shooting soon after, and I was a bit starstruck when I met the male lead actor, Tom. He was a super famous movie star at the age of just 20, and he had a huge fan following. But he was really nice and instantly made me comfortable. And over the course of the shooting, we became really good friends. On my 18th birthday, Tom even surprised me with a cake and congratulated me. But just then, I noticed Brooke outside my dressing room. I stepped out to see her, but she was already gone. And then, I didn't see her the entire day. But the next morning, I woke up to the worst nightmare of an actor. My phone was buzzing like crazy, and pictures of me hugging Tom and rumors of our link-up were all over the news. But there was no way anyone from the set could have leaked those pictures. And that's when I remembered seeing Brooke on the set the day before. Holy freaks! I couldn't believe she'd stooped so low. Later, when I came out of the house, there were paparazzi everywhere, and I had to disguise myself to go for the shoot. When I reached the set, we were about to start shooting when Tom's girlfriend came on set and threw the newspapers in my face. You homewrecker. How dare you try to steal my boyfriend, you ugly-faced lizard. I didn't steal anyone. It's all fake news. Babe, can you please calm down? But she didn't calm down and tried to attack me. Just then, Brooke came from behind and...
Vaping can deliver toxic metals like nickel and lead
your
into your
sister's coming
lungs.
for you.
That's metal. In your lungs.
But she didn't calm down and tried to attack me. Just then, Brooke came from behind and dumped a slushie on that witch's head, and security pulled her away for trying to create chaos on the set. Brooke, what are you doing here after ruining my reputation? What? What are you talking about? Oh, stop it. I saw you at the set yesterday, and I know you're the one who sent my pictures with Tom to the media. Have you completely lost it? I wasn't the one who did it. It was Mom. What the freaking Funyuns? Mom was the one who sent your pictures to the media. I heard her talking on the phone this morning. That's what I just came here to tell you. But I saw you on the set last night. 'Cause it was our birthday, dummy. You came to see my play even when you had a huge movie party, and it meant a lot to me. So I thought I'd repay the favor by visiting you, but as soon as I reached here, I received an important call and I had to go back. But that wasn't all. Brooke told me she had doubts that Mom had been up to no good, and when we investigated it, we found out that Mom had been stealing from me and filling her bank accounts.
Dang.
Holy freak! She was a blood-sucking mosquito. The next day, Mom came screaming with joy at us. I've got the best news, Ash. I signed you up for 3 more movies, and we're gonna be super rich now. So, that's why you sent my pictures to the media? What? Who told you that? And even if I did, look at the bright side. All that publicity and dating rumors with the superstar have got you 3 more movies. But you sold your own daughter for money. Shut up, Brooke. Enough, Mom. We are not kids anymore whom you can manipulate so easily. Yeah, You broke our trust and stole from your own child. You're the worst lying butt manipulator that I've ever seen in my life. Oh, no, don't say that, Ash. I did everything for you guys. You're a liar, Mom. You did everything for yourself. And that's why I have canceled all your contracts and removed you from my manager's position.
Whoa.
Now, you can't do that. Guess what? We already did. Suddenly, Mom completely lost it and tried to attack me.
Dang.
But thankfully, Brooke had called security and the cops, and they took her away. I'm so sorry, Ash. I always thought you were a bad person and always blamed you for everything. But Mom was the real devil and played with us as she wished. It's all right, Brooke. You have nothing to apologize for. But yeah, I don't think I can continue to shoot this stupid movie. How about you take my place in it? Really? You mean it? Of course.
Yeah. She took it. She got it. She got it from it. Then she made it up to it. She got her sister was onto it. She got it on it. She got her her sister took the part. That's why she did to the part. That's why she took the part though, because she always onto that. So we're going to watch I'm too shy to tell this in no way, and that is me overly shy too. So let's watch this video.
He's back! Don't walk, run.
That's the worst movie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine.
Please like and subscribe. I was born to one of the richest families in the city.
Wow.
And since I was the only kid, my parents loved me to bits, especially my dad. He treated me like a princess.
Wow.
And everywhere I'd go, people would be stunned by my beauty and my long black hair. Oh, isn't she the prettiest? Look at her hair, like Rapunzel. Can I touch it? And I would freak out at all this attention. As a kid, I was really shy and hardly ever made friends. So I'd spend all my time reading under the trees in our garden. One time when I was 10, Mom brought some of her friends home, and as soon as I saw them, I ran away. But suddenly, I tripped and fell to the ground. Ouch! Just then, someone ran forward and helped me up, and I saw it was a young boy my age, holding my shoe. He slipped it back onto my foot. There you go, miss. He was Luke, our cook's nephew. I'd often see him helping around the mansion. Is everything okay? Why were you running? Oh, yeah, I was... Just then, my tummy let out a loud growl, and Luke ran out of there. I felt so embarrassed. But minutes later, he was back with a tray full of cakes. Here you go, miss. Have some of these. I started stuffing my face with both hands, and then we both burst out laughing. When I asked him why he was working so young, he told me all about his family. They were immigrants, and he had a widowed mom and 3 younger sisters to support. After that day, Luke and I hung out together often, and we grew really close. Super popular jock in school, but I didn't like him at all. Happy birthday, princess. I'm here to make your dreams come true. I've told you not to call me that, Hardin. And what do you know about my dreams? Well, if you're like any normal girl, I know your heart is screaming for me. Hardin, oh my Hardin. Just stop fighting it, baby. Let's tell everyone we're together. Oh, I really don't think I deserve you.
Wow.
Why don't you just ask out any of those other girls? Because you're the only one who's
What?
as beautiful as me, princess.
What?
Come on, let's dance. No, I really don't want to, but he took my hand and started pulling me to the dance floor when suddenly Luke came up to us. Sir, can you please let Jasmine go? She's shy and she said she doesn't want to dance. Jasmine, it's Miss Jasmine to you, servant boy. Don't forget your place and stay out of my business with my girl. Luke looked furious and I didn't want to fight him and get into trouble, so I just pulled my arm away and ran off. That Hardin was such a jerk. Later that night, I went looking for Luke and found him sitting on a bench. Hey, I'm sorry about the way Hardin spoke to you. He had no right to do that. Well, he wasn't totally wrong, was he? I am just a servant, and I've been foolish to think I could mean anything more to you. But you do mean more to me, Luke. I like you. I mean, like you.
See, I
Luke
told you he
suddenly
was
turned
like
to me with
confused.
stars in his eyes. He came closer and put a hand under my chin, and my heart was racing. You're the loveliest person I've ever met, Jasmine, and I'm crazy about you.
Damn.
With that, he leaned in and kissed me, and it was perfect. I was still on cloud 9 the next day. As I left school and looked around for my car, I suddenly spotted Luke standing outside.
Dang, really?
I'm here to pick you up today. There's a
Really?
really special place I
Wait
want
for
to show
you the
you.
whole time?
I smiled and took his hand, when suddenly, Hardin pushed Luke away.
Oh, whoa.
Don't get your germs on her, cutter boy. I'll call the police. You're clearly a stalker. Dude, whatever you do, just don't touch me again. Oh yeah? What you gonna do, huh? And with that, he was about to push Luke again when I stepped in. Just stop it. He's not a stalker, Hardin. Leave him alone. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you'd have feelings for this loser, Jasmine. I do have feelings for him. Feelings that I'll never have for you. And he's not a loser. You are. And with that, I pushed him back harder than I'd meant to, and he landed on his butt. I just took Luke's hand and ran out of there. I was hoping Hardin had gotten the message and he'd stop bothering me. But the next day, when I opened my locker, a balloon popped into my face, and it was covered with some black powder. Just then, I turned to see Hardin's sister Betty cackling at
Wow.
me. Oh, you look
His
good,
Betty,
Jasmine.
his
I only wish I'd used
sister.
something permanent. You did this? What's your problem? No, what's your problem? Do you think you're some goddess? I know how you rejected my brother. What, you think you're better than him? Better than us? Better than everyone? Betty, it's not even your business. Oh, shut up. My brother is my business, and my mission in life is to teach arrogant people like you a lesson. I suggest you go beg him for forgiveness, or else you'll have me to deal with. And with that, she stormed off. This brother-sister pair was crazy.
That's
A
right.
few days later, we were having a big play in school, and I was one of the backstage organizers. I was checking all the lights behind the curtains when suddenly Hardin popped up out of nowhere.
Dang.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it. Hear what? Your apology,
Hear
of
what?
course. Betty told me you were really sorry about what you did that day.
nah,
I knew
you-
you were just
you
playing
didn't
hard
say
to get,
that.
princess. You couldn't like that beggar boy for real. Hardin, look at my face and read my lips. I don't like you.
That's
That
true.
doesn't sound like a very good apology. It's not, you moron. Just go away. The play is about to start. As I brushed him aside, he grabbed me by the waist and kissed me. I felt rage like I'd never felt before, and I slapped him hard across the face. You've really crossed the line, Hardin. You disgust me, and I wouldn't be with you if you were the last guy on the planet.
Damn.
That's when I realized the curtains had suddenly opened, and I had a mic in my hand. Everyone had seen and heard everything. I ran off stage at the speed of light. I didn't mention anything to Luke because I knew he'd get mad and fight Hardin. And since that day, Hardin looked super pissed and acted like I didn't even exist. Finally, he was done bothering me. Or so I thought. A few days later, I was showering in the girls' changing room after gym class, when suddenly, I screamed, seeing a chunk of hair in my hands. Oh my God, what? I I checked the shampoo bottle, and it looked and smelled really weird. Within seconds, all my hair fell from my head, and I looked like E.T. Suddenly, I heard loud laughter outside. I stepped outside the shower stall to see Betty there, sitting with Hardin. Look, the Ancient One has finally come out of the shower. I'm sure Marvel's gonna cast you in their next movie, Jasmine. You
High school students can't scare someone raised in a battlefield. Teenage mercenary.
Jasmine? You crazy psycho! What did you do? What did you put in my shampoo? Who says I did it? But yeah, just between us, I did it. It's some really strong hair removing foam. Don't act like I didn't warn you, egghead.
Wow. Just look at you. You thought you were too pretty for me, huh? Well, let's see who's gonna like you now.
You guys are monsters. I'm gonna tell the principal about you. You'll pay for this. Go ahead. It's not like you can prove it. And we also want to see the reaction of all the kids as you walk by those corridors, Jasmine. Their princess has no hair anymore. Both of them left, laughing like crazy, and I felt terrible. I hid in the girls' room until school was over, and then I ran home all by myself wearing my hoodie. As soon as I reached home, I went to my room and locked the door from inside. But Luke came by that evening and wouldn't stop knocking.
Jasmine, open up. Why didn't you come down for dinner? The driver told me you didn't use the car to come back home. Tell me what happened, please.
Go away, Luke. Leave me alone.
Why are you crying? Please, open the door, Jasmine.
Just go. You're probably gonna hate me after you see me.
Nothing could make me hate you, dummy. Don't you know me at all?
I went ahead and opened the door, and he looked super shocked.
Oh my God. What happened to your hair?
I buried my face in my hands. I know, I look hideous. I shouldn't have let you in. That jerk, Hayden, he and his sister, they did this to me. My hair is all gone, Luke. I looked up at him, and his stunned face just hurt my heart. And then he said,
Jasmine, I'm so sorry, but I can't do this anymore.
What? What do you mean? What can't you do anymore?
I can't be with you. This is too much. I have to go.
And with that, he just turned around and left. Oh my God. Did he just break up with me because of my hair? And the next day, I found out from the cook that he'd left the job and was gone for good. I couldn't believe it. The one person who I never thought could hurt me turned out to be the biggest jerk. I was heartbroken and angry and didn't go to school for days. Then one night, Dad returned from a business trip and came to my room.
Sweetheart, your mom told me you won't go to school or eat downstairs. What's going on, love?
I couldn't hide it anymore. I removed my hoodie, and Dad turned paper white when he saw my bald head.
Oh, Jasmine, what happened?
I hugged him and cried my heart out as I told him everything, and he was beyond furious.
I'm going to destroy those people. I'll make those brats suffer for the rest of their lives. No one gets away with hurting my daughter.
And Dad really meant it. He pulled out all of his investment from Hardin's dad's company.
What? You can't do that. I'll never be able to recover from this loss. My company will go under. And I won't lose a minute of sleep over it. I'm not the one who ruined you. It's your kids. You raised those jerks, now deal with it.
And when I finally returned to school wearing a wig, I found that Hardin and Betty had both been withdrawn, and I never saw them again. My hair grew back long and lovely in some months, but I was no longer the same person. I was so much tougher now, and I would never let another Hardin or Betty or Luke hurt me again. I finished school and got into Cambridge and completed my business education from there. Years later, when I returned home, I took over Dad's business and became one of the youngest female CEOs in the country. One night, when I arrived at a restaurant for a meeting with a new client, I felt like someone had pulled the ground under my feet. The new client was Luke.
Jasmine, wait. Please don't leave.
I went from shock to boiling rage in seconds. He'd pretended to be some client to see me? I stormed out of the restaurant, and he followed.
Wait, please. We need to talk, Jasmine. I know how you feel.
I turned around sharply, and he almost bumped into me. Do you?
Do you really know how I feel? Because if you did, you would just shut up and turn around and never contact me again. I dashed off to my car and drove away before he could say another word. I was so shaken and angry. The next day at dinner, our old cook walked in and asked my parents if she could take the day off. You remember the boy who used to work here, Luke, my nephew? Well, his little sister's really sick and he's here for her treatment. I'd like to go see them. Luke's sister was sick? I knew how hard he'd always worked for his family. Maybe he'd come to me because he needed money? I tried shaking it off because it wasn't my problem, but I just couldn't. The next day, I asked the cook to take me with her to the hospital, and Luke looked shocked to see me.
Jasmine, what are you doing here?
I just wanted to say, if you need money for your sister, I'll give it to you. Consider it a repayment for all those years of friendship. And then, we're done.
What? I didn't come to you for money. I've made something of myself. I can afford the treatment. I was in the city, and I promised myself I'd never bother you again. But I just had to talk once.
Fine, I'm here, go ahead. Although there's nothing you can say.
Hardin threatened to hurt you if I stayed with you, okay? And he threatened my family. I thought he was bluffing, but when I saw what he did to you, I couldn't bear the idea of him doing something even worse to you or my family. I thought the best thing I could do for everyone was to get out of your life. But Jasmine, walking away from you is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Wow.
I know I've hurt you terribly, and I wish I could have spared you that. I'm just really sorry.
As he was about to walk away, I suddenly took his hand. I wish you'd just told me the truth then, Luke, but I understand why you didn't. And the hardest thing I've had to do all these years is hating you.
Wow.
I just don't want to do it anymore. Can I maybe see your sister?
I'm sure she'd love that.
But before we walked in, I pulled him closer, and we kissed.
Wow. Wow, you got right with Luke. Okay, so that's crazy. So how did Luke knew he was going about off of it? That's crazy how she really did that. It's so like he did that. Well, I got a lot of people. Who never did this to me, so I just like, I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna watch like 2 videos of their videos. We're going to watch this one. Is first recommended to me is I can't look at the boy's eyes. So we're going to watch that video and see why she's talking about.
We gotta tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. And we gotta do it fast.
Look at his eyes off of me.
Sally walked through the door in the back alley, straight into the crazy restaurant kitchen. She spotted her mom stirring 3 pots while the head chef screamed at everyone. Faster! Faster! Sally walked up to her mom and tugged at her apron. Mom, I need to ask you something. Right now? Yes, right now. What is it then? Spit it out. Mom, where's my daddy? Suddenly, the bowl her mother was holding crashed to the floor.
Oh my God, you stupid, stupid woman. You're fired. Get out.
A minute later, Sally and her mother found themselves out on the street. Mom, I'm really sorry. You wanted to know about your dad, huh? Yeah, we had to make a family tree in school. Well, he's not your family. He's a good-for-nothing loser who left us. I'm your mom and your dad. And look, just mentioning him made me lose my job. He's bad luck. Not a word about him ever again. As they walked back home in silence, Sally wondered who her dad was and why he'd left. What she didn't know was that her mom wasn't telling the truth. Her dad didn't even know she existed. One day in the 10th grade, Sally was waitressing at a restaurant when suddenly a woman started to choke on something. Sally rushed to her and performed the Heimlich maneuver till she coughed out a piece of chicken. Oh my God, you saved my life! As all the customers applauded, the woman took Sally's hand and dragged her outside. I don't know how to thank you, but let me try. She took off a large diamond ring on her finger and pushed it in Sally's palm. Sally tried to refuse, but she wouldn't hear a word and just left. When Sally and her mom had the ring valued, it turned out to be worth a whopping $1.2 million. This could change their lives. They sold the ring, and with the money, they decided to move to a better house. One night,
Sally's mom slipped into the attic and took an old letter out of a box. She went downstairs and threw it in the fireplace.
Wow.
She didn't want Sally to ever read it. The letter said, "I'm so sorry that you had a miscarriage and you had to go through it alone. I know you hate me, but please, let me help you. I really do love you and I always will. Charles." But what she didn't know was that a few days ago, Sally had been looking for something in the attic and she'd already found the letter and it kept haunting her. Sally looked for anything she could find on her dad and found out he was a wealthy businessman. She'd never be at peace till she met him, just once. So one night, she packed her bags, took some of the ring money, and left home. She took a train to the city where her dad lived. Now, all she had to do was find a way to get close to him. The next morning at breakfast, Sally spat out her coffee when she saw an ad in the newspaper for a nanny by her dad's family. 24/7 nanny needed for an 8-year-old girl.
Wow.
Yes, only apply if you have a sophisticated British accent. Well, that's perfect, Sally thought to herself. I can fake that. When Sally went for the interview, her jaw dropped at the size of the mansion, and there was a long line of nannies at the front door. As she joined the line, a little girl peeked out from behind a tree, looking angrily at the nannies. Just then, she spotted Sally and their eyes met. Sally started walking over to her. That must be her half-sister. "What are you doing, sweetheart?"
I'm Cynthia. I'm running away. What does it look like?
"Oh, I see. But why?"
Because my mom's getting me an old cranky nanny again.
"Well, what if I was your nanny?"
You don't look old or cranky.
"I'm not, darling. I'm full of nonsense and fun."
Please be my nanny. You sound freaking funny.
Meanwhile, what was
Damn.
happening in the mansion was crazy. Cynthia's mom couldn't find her anywhere and was certain someone had kidnapped her. She'd gone down to the police station, and when she got back with some officers, she found Cynthia and Sally. "Officers, arrest her! You! Get away from my daughter!"
No, Mommy. She's my new nanny.
"What? You don't get to decide that, Cynthia. We have no idea what kind of person this girl is, and she looks too poor."
Mom, you always choose my nannies, and they're awful. It's either her or no one.
Cynthia's mom had no choice, so she hired Sally and asked her to move in. Sally was so excited that she'd finally meet her dad, but the poor thing had no clue that she had so much trouble ahead of her. When Sally left for her room, Bella, Cynthia's sister, showed up.
Oh, you're back?
"I was hoping this time you were gone for good, brat."
Oh, yeah? I'm back, witch. And guess what? I picked my own nanny. Wait till you see her. She's so much prettier than you. I can't wait for
Damn.
your boyfriend to meet her. Maybe he'll finally dump you.
"Watch your mouth, you little monster." And with that, Bella pulled Cynthia's hair and they both started screaming. Sally heard them and came running to save Cynthia. "Hey, leave that kid alone or I'm calling the police."
What? Do you have any idea who you're talking to?
"Well, I don't care who you are, and you don't have any right to hurt a kid like that."
Oh, I have the right to hurt anyone I like. Like now, for example.
And with that, Bella attacked Sally, and they both started wrestling on the floor. Cynthia started screaming and ran off to call her parents. Just then, a man barged in and pulled them apart. "Who are you? And why are you hurting my daughter?" Sally looked stunned when she saw her dad for the first time, and she couldn't say a word.
Daddy, this is my nanny. The nicest person on earth. Bella is just evil.
Sally's dad looked straight into her eyes, and for a moment, she almost thought he knew who she was. But then he just turned to Bella and said, "To your room. Now." As Bella was leaving, she turned to Sally.
I swear, I'm gonna make you regret the day you entered this house.
She stormed out of the room, and suddenly, Sally's dad turned to her. "Listen, don't ever touch my kids again. Is that clear? Don't forget your place if you want to stay here." And with that, he turned around and left. That night when Sally was in bed, she suddenly heard someone opening her door. She leapt out and grabbed her baseball bat, ready to attack, but suddenly the door barged open. She let out a scream and hit the boy with a bat, knocking him out. She started slapping his face to wake him up. When he opened his eyes, Sally saw that they were the most gorgeous hazel color. They stared at each other for a few seconds, then quickly jumped to their feet. "That was quite a greeting. You could have just said hello. You could have just knocked. I thought this room was empty. Who are you?" "What? Who are you?" "I asked first. Who are you?" I'm Sally, Cynthia's nanny. Who are you?" "Oh, I'm Bella's boyfriend, Alan. Or at least I was. I think we just broke up for the 20th time."
Wow.
With that, he climbed out the window. "It was nice to meet you, Sally. Also, your accent is kinda hot." And then he jumped. As Alan drove off on his motorbike, he couldn't stop thinking about Sally's eyes. The next day, Sally was determined to tell her dad the truth. She waited for him in the living room, but Cynthia told her that he'd left for a business trip. Sally decided to wait for him, but she had no idea how long she'd have to. One night, Alan crept up the wall to Sally's window and knocked gently. When she pulled back the curtains and saw him, she looked more annoyed than surprised. "If you've come back to make up with Bella, why aren't you using her window?" "I'm not here for her. I'm here for you. Come with me. I want to show you something." "But what about Bella?" "We broke up, remember? It's for good this time. Now come." Sally felt hesitant, but she looked into his warm eyes and just couldn't say no. As the two climbed down and sneaked off across the gardens, they had no clue they were being watched by Bella. Bella ran across the house and burst into her mother's room. "Mom, wake up! Do you have any idea what's happening under your roof? You should have never hired that nanny." When Bella told her mother what she'd seen, she was angry. Poor girls like her just want to dig their claws into someone rich, and these men are idiots. "But Bella, you cannot let Alan get away." "I'm trying, Mom." "Oh, poor baby, I know you are. Don't worry. Mummy will help you get rid of this nanny tonight." A few hours later, when Sally climbed back through the window, she nearly fell back in shock to find Cynthia's mom and Bella sitting on her bed. "Well, hello, Sally. Where were you? Meeting up with your criminal friends?" "What? I don't know what you're talking about." That's when Cynthia's mother walked up to her, holding a diamond necklace she'd never seen. "I found this in your drawer. To think I ever let a thief like you into my house." "What?" "I've packed your bags already, so just get out before I change my mind and call the police." Sally was horrified, but she knew she had to leave now. She picked up her bags and ran out of the house in tears. While Bella and her mom were cackling upstairs, Cynthia had woken up to the noises. She peeked out of her room to see Sally running out the front door. Cynthia burst into tears and ran after her. "Sally! Sally, wait! Please don't go!" Sally didn't look back even once and got into the cab at the gate. Cynthia kept running after till the car was out of sight, but when she turned to go back, she didn't realize she'd taken the wrong route. Back at the mansion, Cynthia's mother had found out she was gone. She screamed and woke up all the servants to go out and search for Cynthia. Cynthia's mother called up Sally immediately. "Of course she's not with me, ma'am. I don't know where she is." "Sally, you have to come back right now and help me find my baby. I know if anyone can find Cynthia, it's you. Please, I'm begging you." Sally immediately asked the cab driver to take her back to the mansion. When she was close, she suddenly shouted, "Wait, stop right here." She jumped out of the cab and picked up a teddy bear from the road. It was Cynthia's. Cynthia had realized by now that she was completely lost. Suddenly, she looked up to see Sally and ran straight into her arms. Cynthia's mother ran out crying when she saw the two walking in through the gate and hugged her tight. "Mom, is Sally going somewhere? If she leaves, I'm going to run away again." Cynthia's mother grit her teeth. Her plan had failed, but she had no choice. Bella was absolutely furious.
Wow.
As Sally walked back into her room, Bella suddenly grabbed her wrist and whispered, "Listen to me, witch. You're only back here because you seem to be very lucky. But don't you dare go near my boyfriend ever again." With no clue of what had happened the night before, Alan reluctantly went to the mansion the next morning. Bella's mother had called him in. When he walked into the living room, he found Bella and her mother there. "Before you say anything, Mrs. Charles, please hear me out. I can't do this anymore. I don't love your daughter." And suddenly, Bella's mom flung over a small table angrily, smashing a vase to pieces. "You stupid boy! What's love got to do with anything? This marriage is really important to both our families, and I don't think your parents will be thrilled to know you've been going out with the help. I don't know what you're... Stay away from the nanny, Ellen. She really needs this job, and I'll make her life miserable if I see you near her. Now you two, grow up. No more breakups and nonsense." When Sally went downstairs, she almost fell back in shock to see Bella sitting in Alan's lap. She felt so foolish for believing his lies. "Oh, we broke your heart?" Sally started to walk away, but Alan pushed Bella aside and went after Sally, gently grabbing her wrist. "Alan, what is wrong with you? What do you think I am? Some toy for you to play with? I don't want you coming near me again." "Sally, you need to listen to me." "No, she doesn't, you jerk." And with that, Bella attacked him. Sally tried to pull her away, and then Bella attacked her. "What is going on here?" Sally turned around in horror to see her dad, and he looked really mad. "Sir, this was my fault, not hers. Oh, is that so? Then you will be marrying my daughter next week. I'll talk to your father tonight."
Damn.
"Sally, leave my house.
now. Sally decided she couldn't hold it any longer. I've been waiting for you, Mr. Charles, because there's something I need to... I don't want to hear another word. Leave, please. Leave my house. No, you need to listen to me. I'm your...
What happened? Oh, it's part 2. Never mind.
Discover
That's
BetMGM
part 2.
Casino
That's what happened.
and leap into a world filled with all your favorite casino games. Get your first
That's part
deposit match up to
2. Yeah, that's part
$1,000
2.
plus $25 on the house. Sign up today.
Good one, part 1.
When Sally went downstairs, she almost fell back in shock to see Bella sitting in Alan's lap. She felt so foolish for believing his lies. Oh, we broke your heart? Sally started to walk away, but Alan pushed Bella aside and went after Sally, gently grabbing her wrist. Alan, what is wrong with you? What do you think I am? Some toy for you to play with? I don't want you coming near me again. Sally, you need to listen to me.
No, she doesn't, you jerk.
And with that, Bella attacked him. Sally tried to pull her away, and then Bella attacked her. What is going on here? Sally turned around in horror to see her dad, and he looked really mad. Sir, this was my fault, not hers. Oh, is that so? Then you will be marrying my daughter next week. I'll talk to your father tonight. Sally, leave my house. Now. Sally decided she couldn't hold it any longer. I've been waiting for you, Mr. Charles, because there's something I need to... I don't want to hear another word. Leave, please. Leave my house. No, you need to listen to me. I'm your... Just then, they all heard a loud voice from the hall. Is Sally here? I need to see Sally, please. The door opened and a really handsome boy walked in. His eyes instantly met Sally's across the room. She wondered who he was, while he was thinking he'd never seen anyone more beautiful in his life. Mr. Charles walked up to the boy and hugged him. Oh, Jake, this is so wonderful. I had no idea you were in town. It's good to see you, Uncle Charles. Dad and I had to come for business suddenly, and we're staying at a hotel for a few days. At a hotel? Of course not. You'll be staying here with us. Just then, an older gentleman walked in, and he and Mr. Charles hugged. They were good old friends. All the drama happening before was forgotten as Mr. Charles led his friend to the other room, and everyone else followed. But Jake stayed behind with Sally. You're Sally, right? I was looking for you. Yes, I am. And why? Jake handed Sally her wallet, saying he'd found it outside by the gate. Sally thanked him, and as he was leaving, he suddenly turned around.
So
I was looking for your ID, and I found the letter inside. I'm sorry, I really wasn't snooping, but I did read the letter. Are you Mr. Charles's daughter? Does he know? Sally had kept a copy of the letter with her in the wallet. No, please, don't say a word. No one here knows. They just know me as Cynthia's babysitter. I've been trying to find the right time to tell him, but I haven't yet. Can you please keep it to yourself? Don't worry, Sally. Your secret's safe with me. Just then, Alan barged into the room. Sally, are you He stopped short when he saw Jake and Sally standing so close. What's going on here? That's none of your business, Alan. Please, just go back to Bella and leave me alone. Fine, whatever. Alan stormed off and Sally quickly left the room too. As she ran out, Jake bent down and picked up an earring Sally was wearing. He smiled and put it in his pocket. The next day, Sally was in the garden reading a book, and Jake was really happy to catch her alone. I just came by to return this earring. I believe it's yours? How many times are you going to come to me with lost things? Wow, was that your thank you? Why do you keep losing your things? Sorry to bother you. As he got up to leave, Sally suddenly took his hand and his heart skipped a beat. I'm sorry, I should have just said thank you. Would you like to go with me for a walk to the lake? Sure, but what about your boyfriend? He's not my boyfriend. He's nobody. So, are you coming or not? Jake smiled and nodded, and the two walked away. Sally thought to herself, he might help her forget that stupid Alan. Cynthia's mom was watching the two of them from a window, and she turned away with a disgusted face. This Sally is a very cunning, ill-mannered girl. One day she's running after our Alan. The next she's trying to trap Jake. She's clearly a gold digger. She seems like a lovely girl to me. And you don't sound very nice when you're gossiping about other people. Wow. Don't do it with me, please. And with that, Mr. Charles left the room. Bella and Alan were also walking outside when they spotted Sally and Jake from a distance.
Alan felt crazy jealous when he saw them holding hands. He started walking back towards them angrily, but Bella suddenly stepped in his way and pushed him back. What do you think you're doing, Alan? Do you need me to remind you of the agreement between our families? Want to talk to my mother again? Alan felt furious, but he turned around abruptly and stormed off to the house, thinking how he'd like to punch that Jake. Later that night, Sally heard a knock on her door. The minute she opened it, Bella pounced on her and pinned her down to the ground. I know what you're trying to do, Sally. I'm a girl like you. I know all your games. Sally pushed her off and leapt to her feet. What are you talking about, you psycho? I know you're just flirting with Jake to make Alan jealous. Oh, is that so? Well, maybe I am, and I hope it's working. In your dreams, witch. You'll never get Alan, so stop acting so desperate. I swear, if my stupid sister wasn't in love with you, I'd have your butt kicked out this second. Bella, I'm just tired of you acting like a big baby. Just get out before I punch your stupid face. I'm watching you, Sally. Don't cross me. Bella walked out, and Sally slammed the door hard behind her. But as Bella walked away, she looked down at Sally's wallet that she'd sneaked out as she left the room. Time to find out more about this stupid witch. As she went through her stuff, she came across the letter. Her eyes flew wide open in shock. The next morning, when Sally went down for breakfast, Jake was waiting for her in the hall. But just then, Alan came forward and gently pushed him away. No one really wants you here, man. When are you leaving? What's your problem? I'm here as a guest, and I think Sally wants me here. Well, Sally's just a worker here, not the owner of the house. She doesn't decide anything. You're not the owner here either. And what do you mean, just a worker? Just a worker? Like a useless maid or something. Did you just call Sally useless? And with that, Jake shoved Alan roughly. Alan lost his temper and punched Jake in the face. Alan, stop it! What's wrong with you? Just then Bella came running down the staircase. Stop fighting over this stupid bimbo. Look what I have here. It's a letter saying Sally was pregnant and had a miscarriage. God, you disgust me, Sally. Sally stared at Bella in complete shock. How did she have the letter? And was Bella so dumb that she thought Charles was Sally's ex and not her dad? What? When? How? Aren't you too young for that? Sally had no choice but to pretend it was true. She leapt forward and snatched the letter from Bella. Well, it happened, and it's no one's business but mine. I always told you she was rotten, babe. Just shameless. Alan stared at Sally in shock, then turned around and left, with Bella running after him. I can't believe she stole your letter, but it's good she didn't figure out the truth. And how dare that Alan call you useless? At least we're rid of him. He won't bother us anymore. Us? What are you talking about? Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I just thought maybe we. There is no we or us. I just want everyone to leave me alone. And with that, Sally ran up to her room while Jake blinked away his tears furiously. Be a man, Jake. There's no such thing as love at first sight. She doesn't love you, and that's that. Meanwhile, Sally was furiously pacing in her room, thinking she would just tell everyone the truth tonight. She couldn't deal with all this anymore. Alan was sulking on the bench outside, while Bella was going on and on about Sally. Suddenly, he turned to Bella and said, Let's have our engagement party tonight. What are we waiting for? Tonight? But what about all the preparations? I don't even have anything to wear. I'll get you a dress, and I'm sure your parents will be happy to take care of everything else. I want to do it tonight, Bella. Bella looked at him and then shrieked in excitement and went running inside. Mom, Dad, Alan and I are getting engaged tonight. Get the freaking party started. Sally looked at her from upstairs in shock. Alan was getting engaged? Tonight? Alan got a dress for Bella as promised and handed it to her maid. Then he hesitantly walked over to Sally's door and almost knocked. But then he just put the box outside and left. A few moments later, Sally opened the door and nearly tripped over the large box. She carried it in and saw a gorgeous dress inside, and a note fell out. I'm sorry about all this. You truly deserve someone better. Alan. He's saying sorry with a dress for his freaking engagement party? This boy is so confusing. Later that evening, when Sally went down for the party, Jake immediately walked over to her. Hey, listen, I'm really sorry about this morning. I didn't mean to. Just then, Sally spotted Alan looking at her, and she hushed Jake and pulled him in for a kiss. When she stepped away, she saw Alan looked furious. Suddenly, he pulled Bella close and started kissing her. Sally turned around and walked out with Jake to the garden. She didn't even want to see their stupid engagement. After the party was over, Sally marched over to the library, determined to tell her dad the truth. But when she entered, she only found Cynthia's mom there. Oh, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to talk to you. About what? About you staying here. After finding out about your disgusting past, I'd love to send you packing. But since Cynthia loves you so much, God knows why, we can't let you go yet. So you'll be moving to the attic and a guard will be assigned to watch you at all times.
Dang.
Because we simply don't trust you.
Wow.
You can't do that. I'm not your prisoner. Well, actually, I can. And that boy Jake? Leave him alone, Sally. His family is respectful, and they won't accept some gold digger as his girlfriend. So save yourself the heartache. And then Sally lost it. You know what, Mrs. Charles? I'm just sick of your nonsense. I love Cynthia, but even she can't convince me to stay here another minute. I'm done with all of you, and I'm leaving right now. As she turned to leave, she bumped into her dad, and she just brushed past him. Sally, wait. But she was stopping for no one now. Sally headed straight for the front door, and when she opened it, she almost fell back in shock. Mom? Sally flung herself in Mom's arms, and just then, her dad came running behind her. When he saw Sally's mom, he froze in shock. Laura, is that really you? And you're Sally's mom? Is she my daughter? No, she's not your daughter. She's my daughter, and I'm here to take her back. As Mom took Sally's arm and started walking away, Dad blocked her. You told me you had a miscarriage. You lied to me. So what if I did? If I told you the truth, what would you have done? Would you have left your wealth and your family and married a kitchen maid? I don't think so. Not when you could have had a millionaire wife. No, that's not true. But it is, Mr. Charles. Or should I say Dad? I've lived with you people for weeks now, and you're all so shallow. And you think everyone else only cares about money too. I made a big mistake looking for you. Sally, please don't say that. And I'm so sorry, Laura. I should have taken a stand for you. It wasn't about money. We were just so young, and I was weak in front of my family.
Wow.
But I swear, not a day has gone by when I haven't thought about you. Not a single day. Just then, Cynthia's mom pulled him by the back of his coat. Oh my God, you stupid maid. We decided that you'd stay away forever. We didn't decide anything. You threatened me. I disappeared for my safety and my child's. You did what? Well, Charles, someone had to save you from your stupidity. We couldn't have you running away with some bimbo maid. And I would do the same all over again. With that, she lunged towards Laura, but Sally stepped in and pushed her away. Don't you dare touch my mom. Alan, Bella, and Jake had also come running into the hall, staring at the whole thing in shock. Charles, are you going to just stand there and watch? Are you going to choose a maid over me? A sophisticated millionaire? Charles looked at her and suddenly took Laura's hand. I think I am. I don't love you, and your millions can't buy me happiness. I'm not making the same mistake again. Cynthia's mom screamed with rage and stormed off to her room. Just then, Alan turned to Bella and took the ring off his finger. Bella, I'm sorry. I can't marry you. We both know we're doing this for all the wrong reasons. My heart belongs to someone else. Bella gave him a hard slap on the face and stormed off after her mom. As Mom and Dad both hugged Sally, she suddenly spotted Jake leaving and ran out after him. Jake, please wait. Sally, I know you don't love me, and it's okay, really. I just hope that Alan deserves you. He kissed her on the cheek and left. Sally turned around to see Alan standing behind her. You know, I'm still mad at you. Like, really mad at you. You were awful to me and said things that hurt me. I know. My anger and jealousy drove me to do some really stupid things. The truth is,
I fell in love with you from the first moment you smacked me with that bat. I love you, Sally, and I'm really sorry. I promise. I'll make it up to you, if you let me. Sally walked up to him, looked deep into his warm hazel eyes, and pulled him in for the most magical kiss. Well, Mrs. Charles and Bella moved out for good, but Cynthia refused to go with them. She was all too happy to find out that Sally was her half-sister. Sally and her mom moved in with her dad, and the house was filled with love and laughter always.
This happened yesterday. Oh, this happened yesterday. This happened yesterday.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Like how I customized.
So I think, I think it happened yesterday. So I'm not going to put 2 videos out there because it won't be shown up. So I'm going to end the video here. Join the Cubase Squad. Love ya. Bye bye.